who didn't join last time, I want to introduce His Grace Rukmini Krishna Prabhuji, and currently he's serving as a regional secretary assistant of Delhi, NCR, Chandigarh, and Punjab for ISKCON. As a background, he was a co-president of ISKCON Punjabi Bagh Temple. Under his leadership, ISKCON Punjabi Bagh Temple excelled in all the areas where its community serving its Gita teaching and programs, book distributions, and many other activities under his leadership. And he introduced many of the newcomers with the Bhagavad Gita in the very different way. And in the some of his past, uh, his father introduced him Bhagavad Gita at his very early age. He believes in his universal applicability, considering his guidebooks for the meaningful and blissful life. As he is graduated from one of the Ivy League BITS Planning College and a former senior manager at Bharat Petroleum. So before he full-time transitioned into his the monk life in back in 2004. So, with a spiritual journey and spanning over more than 25 years, his grace is globally admired for his purity and saintly qualities, serving as a source of inspirations to thousands of devotees, youth, and many others people. He is the renowned life counselors and shaped the life of various leaders of society. So he is not just a leader for the youth people. He was giving the many seminars to the brahmachari and many other senior peoples also, which I heard in the last year. He was giving seminar in Govardhan Hill. As a in a current role, he was a philosopher, counselor, seeker, and servant leader. His Grace Rukmini Krishna Prabhuji also conduct many seminars. Is not only for the youth, as I mentioned, and a workshop across India, contributing to the spiritual growth and well-being of individuals. With that said, I would like to welcome again His Grace Rukmini Krishna Prabhuji for sharing and taking some of his time. And he was saying that, okay, I can manage this 1 hour for you. I just asked like couple of days or a week back for giving the classes. Thank you again, Prabhuji. It's all yours. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanshu Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganamita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtarine. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I'm very happy to again, Prabhu.
So I would like to introduce some of our senior, my Siksha teacher and God brothers. Our
Yes.
Geeta Mataji from Atlanta, she joined, and Garuda Hari Prabhu and many others, our God brothers, they are in there.
Jai. Very happy to see all of you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving this opportunity. And Srila Prabhupada said that he has made a house where whole world can stay. So very nice. So we can talk to each other, we can interact with each other. So Prabhuji gave me the topic of teachings of Lord Kapil Dev. And this teachings of Lord Kapil Dev appear in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And there are 9 chapters, third canto from chapter 25th to 33rd. Yeah. And it's one of the most profound philosophy we can find in these chapters. And this is the teachings of Lord Kapil Dev. We all know Lord Kapil Dev is an incarnation of the Lord, and he took birth as a son of Kardam Muni and Mata Devhuti. And we all know before it appeared as a son of Kardam Muni and Mata Devhuti, Kardam Muni performed severe austerities for 10,000 years. And what was the purpose of his austerities? Because his father, Lord Brahma, had ordered him to generate progeny. So in the Vedic times, generating progeny or entering into householder life is to be considered a very responsible life. Okay. And you see, it gives us a lesson. Before we get any responsibility, it's imperative for all of us to purify our heart. Because along with the responsibility comes facilities also. So if we are not purified enough, so we'll end up enjoying the facilities and not able to take up the responsibilities properly. So that's a very important lesson. So Kardamuni, these days, and see, we do preaching to everyone. So normally the young people, young boys, when we are not able to join Brahmachari Ashram, they come and say, Prabhu, okay, I think I'm not fit for Brahmachari Ashram. I think I'll go for Grasta Ashram. So people think the Grasta Ashram is an easy thing. You can easily, family life is just easy. You can just go through that. And Brahmachari Ashram is, little austere. No, every ashram means you have to follow the instructions of Guru, bona fide Guru. So that way Kadam Muni went through austerities. He went through so much of austerities that Lord Vishnu appeared before him, and Lord Vishnu blessed him that I have searched a suitable girl for you, and you will be blessed by 9 daughters, and also I'll appear as your son. So Kadam Muni knew beforehand the Lord is going to appear in his home. And after Lord appeared, Kardamuni left home and went for Vanprastha. Although Lord was in his home, he left home to take went to the forest in search of the Lord. This was a Vedic civilization. And then after Kardamuni left, Mata Devhuti, she started asking questions to her son. Very important, very interesting. Normally we won't find any mother asking such questions from her son. Very rare combination. So he says, oh my son, I am disgusted with this material existence. Will any mother will say like this? I am disgusted with this material existence, and he says, Asat Indriya Tarshanam. Because these impermanent senses, they are always agitated. And because of this agitated impermanent senses, I identify myself with my body. And I am engaged in sense gratification. I am got tired of changing from one body to another body. You are like an X. I know you are Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are my transcendental eyes. You have advented yourself in this material world to enlighten everyone. So I request you, you are like an X for me, and you have to cut the existence of my tree of my material existence. This is how she is requesting her son. So Srila Prabhupada explains, it doesn't matter that the person whom you are approaching for transcendental knowledge is younger than you or older than you, he belongs to which caste. He says, Kipe Nipra Kipe Vyasi Shudra Ken hai, Yahi Krishna Tattvamita Sei Guru hai. One can be older two ways. By age it is called Vayavrit, and by knowledge it is called Jnanvrit. Okay. So she approached her son for transcendental knowledge so that she can end up her cycle of birth and death. And Srila Prabhupada said, this should be the aim, purpose of all human beings. And until unless one becomes disgusted with material life, one won't get impotence for pursuing spiritual life enthusiastically. Srila Prabhupada went to San Francisco, and in 1967 the first Rath Yatra was there. After the Rath Yatra, Srila Prabhupada was addressing all the hippies. And Prabhupada said, the purpose of human form of life is to get frustrated. So all the hippies were so happy. First time they were being appreciated. Yes, we are frustrated, yes. So it was the first time someone appreciated them. Yes, the purpose of human form of life is to get frustrated with material existence. Okay. So I said, okay, And they say, because until unless we are disgusted with the material existence, we won't be enthusiastic in spiritual life. So Shiva's Devahuti was completely disgusted. And that is when it starts Athato Brahma Jityasa. Hmm. Then Lord Kapila started speaking, okay, you can get rid of, only way to get rid of the cycle of birth and death and to get real happiness is to perform bhakti yoga. It's very important. Normally we think, if I come to devotional life, if I take up bhakti, I may have to give some pleasure. So we are very hesitant to pursue wholeheartedly the path of devotion. We say, if I take it very seriously, maybe I have to give some sense gratification, some pleasures. So we are so much attached with our material pleasures. But the real fact is, dear devotees, more we take to Krishna consciousness, more our senses are satisfied. You know, once upon a time, long back in Mayapur, I attended a seminar by His Holiness Mahavishnu Swami Maharaj, and the topic of the seminar was Krishna consciousness is real sense gratification. So I really enjoyed that seminar. I was I recently entered into Krishna consciousness, and it removed all of my doubts. Krishna consciousness is real sense gratification. You know, can any one of you justify this statement?
I think, Prabhuji, it's maybe I will let others also. So you are enjoying when serving, more enjoying when you are serving Krishna,
Okay,
so that
good.
you can fulfill your desires and senses.
Good. Anyone else, please?
We are enjoying with our ears, hearing the Harinam, tasting prasadam, and dancing, feasting.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Yeah, this is the real enjoyment. Like, if for feeling happy, you get real happiness, our senses should be satisfied. Without satisfying our senses, no one can be happy. But the senses will really be satisfied if you satisfy the master of the senses, Rishikesh. Rishikesh. Same bhakti uchyate. So if we use our senses in satisfying Krishna, as a reciprocation, we get bliss, rasa. Krishna exchanges rasa with us. Otherwise, our life is without rasa. We are in search of rasa, but that rasa will come only when the Krishna is satisfied. So all over the world, people are trying to satisfy their senses. Prabhupada says it's a futile attempt. It appears like sense gratification. They are trying to satisfy their senses, and in that attempt, they are getting more and more frustrated. So Lord Kapil says, if you really want real happiness and permanent exit from the cycle of birth and death, there is no other way but to perform devotional service. And to perform devotional service, one has to become detached from the material existence and attached to the spiritual life. Okay? So because presently you are always thinking of my body, things related to my body, my relatives of the people related to my body and all those things. Now we have to change our thought process. We have to engage our consciousness in Krishna. So how to do that? So Kapil Dev says, Prasangam ajaram pasham atmana kavya vidu sai sadhu shukrito moksha dwaram apavritam. So I will not be sharing verses with you because there are 9 chapters I have to summarize. I'll just give you an overview. I recommend all of you can go through this part of Srimad Bhagavatam. But there's a separate book also, Teachings of Lord Kapila, where all the lectures by Srila Prabhupada on these topics are compiled. It's a very wonderful book. You can go through that. It says, Prasangam ajaram pasham atmana kavya vedu. Those who are learned, this says, ajaram. Ajaram means it never gets old. Jara means it gets old, it gets weakened. Ajaram means it always remains strong. Prasangam, our attachment to this material world never gets old. It always remains very strong. Pasham, it's like a rope. Everyone is tied with this. So, Saim Sadhu Shukrito, if same attachment is transferred to a sadhu, a devotee, Moksha Dwaram Apavritam, it opens the door of liberation. Otherwise, attachment to the material existence, material things, it leads to bondage. Material bondage means attachment to body and creating another body. with our acts. Srila Prabhupada explains very nicely. So, a soul, a living entity cannot live without attachment. Living entity means it has to be full of desires. We always have desire. We can never be desireless. We can never exist without attachments. The human form of life is meant for transferring this attachment from the material things to the sadhu. Then Prabhupada explained who is a sadhu. Yeah, very happy to see Dhanudhar Priya Prabhu and Surya Janki Mataji. They were from Punjabi Bagh. Prabhu, you're in Atlanta? Where are you?
Yeah, we have, I think people are from New Jersey, New York, Atlanta, and Florida, all over the place.
Okay.
We are now residing in Maryland, which is close to Baltimore Temple. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Nice to see you. So, anyone would like to define who is a sadhu?
Who speak about the Krishna.
Yeah, who speaks about Krishna. Yes. Srila Prabhupada says, yes, Dhanudhar Priya Prabhu.
Control over his mind and senses.
Oh, that's a very big definition here. Control over mind and senses. That is Goswami.
Yeah.
That's Goswami. That's that's it. Okay. That is, we should be Goswamis. But even if we are not Goswami, but we have Krishna as the aim of our life. Api cheso duracharo bhajte mam ananya bhag. If you're worshipping Krishna with undeviating devotion, so he is sadhu. Sadhu means one who is the path of sadhana, sincerely pursuing sadhana. He is a sadhu. Okay. He may have certain faults also, but because he is sincerely trying to serve Krishna, he is a sadhu. Okay. So he says, we should transfer our attachment to such a sadhu who is a devotee of Krishna. So by transferring our attachment to sadhu, that means by associating with sadhus, devotees, by following their instructions, the door of liberation is open. And if we are not transferring our attachment to devotees, we will be attached to certain things. So material things, that's a cause of bondage. Elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam also it is said, Mahat Seva Dwaram Ahu Vimukto Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangha Sanki. If we associate with Mahatmas, Mahat Sevam, the door of liberation is opened. Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. But if we associate with those who are sense gratifiers, then it opens a door to hell. So Lord Kapil says, I am explaining you Adhyatmik Yoga, the devotional service. And Lord Kapil says very nice thing. This yoga means connecting the soul with the Lord. And he says, this yoga loka napunyam. That means Srila Prabhupada translates napunyam as practical and serviceable. Very nice definition Prabhupada gives. Devotional service is bhakti yoga is practical and serviceable. That means serviceable means it can be bhakti, devotional service can be performed by anyone. No prior qualifications are required. Not that you have to be very educated or non-educated, wealthy, poor, beautiful, ugly, black, white, anywhere, by anyone, in all circumstances, in all situations, at all times. Sadaiv, Sarvatra, Sarvada. This is the beauty of devotional service. It is serviceable. It can be practiced by anyone at any time. No excuses for not performing devotional service. Devotional service cannot be checked by any material conditions, by any time situation. And it is practical. It's not just a theoretical concept. Okay, so that's how it starts. And it starts with developing our attachment for a sadhu. That means association with sadhu. Then Mata Devati asks, but how to identify a sadhu? Very practical question. Especially in this age of social media, we see so many sadhus. And they are also doing katha. So how to identify who's bona fide, who's not a bona fide? So then Lord Kapil gives symptoms of a sadhu. Say Titikshva Karunika Suril Sarvadehina Ajad Shatra Shanta Sadhva Sadhu Bhushana. Okay. This is one of the favorite shlokas of our spiritual master, His Holiness Gopal Swami Maharaj. He has spoken many times on this verse. Titikshva. So titikshva means, sadhu means the first symptom of a sadhu is that he is tolerant. Okay. Srila Prabhupada explains, because when we take to Krishna consciousness, that means declaring a war against Maya. And this material world is full of envious people. Okay. So they will always oppose. But a sadhu is always tolerant. He undergoes all kinds of difficulties to propagate the message of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srila Prabhupada gives example of Thakur Haridas, Jesus Christ, Nityanand Prabhu, how much difficulties they went through. Okay, he's tolerant. And Titikshva Karunika, and he's very merciful. Okay, he's very merciful. You know, a devotee always wants to share his experiences with others. He wants to share his bliss of Krishna consciousness with others. Devotee, a real devotee, is not only interested in his own deliverance. He wants to see, he wants to tell everyone, come on, please, please take to Krishna consciousness. Don't waste your life. I'm telling you by my personal experience, He likes to preach, share, Preaching is like belching. Whatever you have, if you have eaten good food, the belch will come like that. If you have eaten Alfonso mango, the smell will come out. So if you are well fed, good hearing and chanting, so if you are reading Srila Prabhupada's books, you cannot stop yourself from sharing. So devotee is always sharing his Titikshva Karunika. So he's always well-wisher of everyone. He's not envious of anyone. So he's Sarvadehina to all the living entities. We see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's one association of Lord Chaitanya, Shivanand Sen. Shivanand Sen used to bring around 200 devotees from Bengal to Orissa every year to take part in Rath Yatra. And he used to sponsor the whole trip. Okay. And once when he was coming, a dog also joined his yatra. They said, okay, let the dog also join. So when he was trying to cross the boat, so the boatman said, no, dogs are not allowed. So he paid him extra. No, please allow him. This poor living entity also should be getting the association of devotees. And the dog was accompanying him. Okay. And Shivanand Sen was very particular. The dog should get regular prasadam. Okay. Once he came back in his camp and asked, where is the dog? He couldn't find the dog. He dispatched 10 people, 10 devotees to search for the dog. They couldn't find the dog. And they say we couldn't find the dog. Shivanand Sen fasted for that day. He didn't take prasad. I couldn't take care of a dog. That was his compassion. And the next day, the yatra again started. And when they reached Jagannath Puri, Shivanand Sen first went to Lord Chaitanya to offer his obeisances. And when he's offering his obeisances, he saw the dog nearby. The same dog was there, standing near Lord Chaitanya. You know what Shivanand Sen did? Shivanand Sen offered his obeisances, Vancha Kalpatru dog, the dog, and begged forgiveness. I couldn't take care of you. So Lord Chaitanya was smiling. So Lord Chaitanya was, he was relishing that green pulp of coconut. And Mahaprabhu took himself and gave his remnant, threw his remnant to the dog. And dog took that remnant, and in front of everyone, the dog went back to Godhead. The same day. So Srila Prabhupada says in that purport, just by little association, the sadhus, the dog got that fortune of having the remnants of Lord Chaitanya. And then Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, all the devotees who are associated with this Krishna conscious movement should make themselves so pure that whomsoever comes in their contact, they get purified. Very important statement. So that's how the devotees, the sadhus, are suhit sarvadehina. They are well-wisher of all living entities. Okay? Ajat Shatrua. The devotees don't take anyone as their enemy because they are friendly to all. But sometimes Prabhupada says the people of this material world are so envious and ungrateful that they become inimical to the devotees also. But devotees don't have any inimical feelings towards these people also. Okay? So Ajat Shatrua Shanta, they are always peaceful. Why they are peaceful? Because they have full confidence that Krishna will protect them. Okay? They never feel insecure, fearful. They are very peaceful in all situations. Sadhva, Sadhu Bhushana, and they have all the good qualities of demigods. Okay? So that's how we can identify a sadhu. And then Kapil Dev says, we should associate with these sadhus. Okay? And then he says very important and very famous words. Satam prasanga mama virya samvido bhavante hitkan rasayana katha tadajoshanada shuvapavarga vartmani shadharatir bhakti anukramashyati. He says Satam prasanga mama virya samvido. When we associate with devotees, how should we associate? What should we do? He said, what should discuss? Mama virya samvido. Lord Kapil Dev is saying, Mama, my activities you should discuss. Whenever we come in association with devotees, we should discuss Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord's pastimes, Lord's philosophy. Then what will happen? Satam prasanga mamvirya siddha bhavanti hit karuna rasayana katha. All these pastimes of the Lord are what? Hit rasayana katha. They are pleasing to ear as well as heart. Ras. It gives us ras. Then what happens? Tajoshanad ashu apavargavat. By cultivating in such manner, what will happen? We are progressing on the path of liberation. Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramashyati. And by such association, our faith increases. We become fixed up in devotional service, and our love for Krishna also increases. Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramashyati. Gradually, step by step, we make advancement in Krishna consciousness. So it's very important. The most important element of our Krishna consciousness is association of devotees. We can achieve all perfection. We can overcome all our obstacles, our shortcomings in the association of devotees. It is said the topmost mercy the Lord Krishna can bestow upon any living entity, conditioned living entity, is to provide him with the association of devotees. So we are all so fortunate. Srila Prabhupada writes a very beautiful statement. Prabhupada writes, in the modern times, it's very difficult to give up the association of asadhu. That is, it's very difficult to give up the association of non-devotees. And also it is very difficult to get the association of devotees. These days, the smartphone is enough for us to spoil our mind, to spoil our consciousness. So, it's very difficult to give up association of non-devotees, and it's very difficult to get association of a sadhu. And Srila Prabhupada says, but we have made this Krishna conscious society so that everyone can get the association of a sadhus. That's what the purpose of this society is. And whenever we come together in association of each other, we should discuss Krishna Katha. And that Krishna Katha will be very pleasing to our heart and ear. And it's like a rasayan. In Ayurveda, the word rasayan means tonic. What are the purpose of tonic? What tonic does? Oh, Gorang Hari Prabhu is also there. Nice to see you, Gorang Hari Prabhu. Mataji. You are also from Punjabi. It's very good. Today I'm seeing all those Jaivak devotees. Yes. What is the function of rasayan?
To get some energy, bodily energy. The tonic you mentioned, right? Yeah.
Rasayan, tonic. So rasayan has two objectives. One, it gives us energy, and second, it provides us immunity. It strengthens our immune system. So when we discuss Krishna Katha in the association of devotees, we get strengthened also. Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukamashyati. Our faith increases, our attachment for Krishna increases, and at the same time, we become immune to material, temptations. All of us must have experienced this. So when we engage in Krishna Katha, hearing and chanting, our Guru Ma used to say, then we can tolerate the temptations of Maya. But if we are not engaged in discussing Krishna Katha, the Maya looks very attractive. We get tempted. Okay. So it's like a rasaya, and it increases our faith. And Srila Prabhupada also writes, it's very difficult to realize the personal form of the Lord. If you're not associating with devotees and say, okay, Prabhu, I have this full set of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, I have chanting beads with me, I'll sit at my room, chant more rounds, study Srimad Bhagavatam, that's okay, fine for me. No. Prabhupada says no. Just by academic qualifications or theoretical things, one cannot get to know the personal, realize the personal form of the Lord. When we come in the association of devotees, we get opportunities to serve the Lord. And then we realize the personal form of the Lord. It's very, very important. And Prabhupada says, one gets mature only in the association of devotees. Any one of you, most of you are old devotees. I like to hear from the devotees who just come to Krishna consciousness to share their experience, of how they are feeling after coming in the association of devotees. Would someone like to share?
Yeah, anyone? Dori Prabhu or anyone who are the newcomers, first time class?
Please feel free.
I think people are a little shy, but
Hare Krishna, Rukmini Krishna Prabhu. Please accept my
Yes,
humble
Karan
obeisance.
Karuna. Oh, you are here? Wow.
okay.
Prabhuji, thank you for coming over here. So, when we associate with the devotees, Prabhu, uh, honestly, what I feel is safe, protected,
Yeah.
and enlivened, Prabhu. Most
Thank
of the
you so
important thing for me, I feel more protected.
Very nice. Thank you so much. And you are repeating the words of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, in the entire creation, the most secure place for a devotee is association of devotees. The most secure place. Thank you. Jai Manohar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I feel like bliss in the association of the devotees. It's really in the world when you are struggling, you have so much, things around, but the devotees, you have pure-hearted devotees. They don't have, duplicity. So it's really assuring, really protective, and really you feel blissful in the association of devotees.
Thank you. Because devotees are our real friends, Sometimes we are not able to share our heart with our relatives, with our family people also. But we are very sure to share, we are very free and feel safe to share our hearts with the devotees, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, Uma Pavani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my obeisance.
Yeah.
Yes, in the association of devotees, to me, the false ego is really getting reduced, and also the unfortunate fault-finding nature, which are actually which helps me to recognize that I have these faults.
Yeah, very nice, important point. In the association of devotees perform one service without asking, to make us humble. That's also very good. Thank you. Yes, Gaurang Hari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhammapanam, Jai Shri
Jai,
Prabhupada, Jai
Jai.
Gurudev.
Nice to
Prabhuji,
see you.
it is so nice to see you after so many years. I mean,
Yeah, we should thank Lila Krishna Prabhu.
yeah, we are we are homegrown devotees of Skon Punjabi
Yeah.
Bagh. So very nice to see you again, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we feel
Same
very
here.
we feel very inspired when we meet devotees, and we learn so much from them. You are the prime example of why we came to Krishna consciousness. We always looked up to you when we initially joined in 2011, and then when we moved to Canada in 2016. I mean, those 5 years, Saturday morning lectures. I mean, they were so. I mean, not only you. I mean, everybody. But yes, primarily you. That is the reason why we are in Krishna consciousness. So we are very, very blessed and very, very happy to see you and hear the nectar from you once again. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. So Prabhupada says in society, in the association of devotees, spiritual standards are maintained. Once Prabhupada, after initiating Mukund, his name was, what was his name? Mukund Goswami. Michael. So Michael and James. So the first marriage in ISKCON, they became Janki and Mukund. And they were in San Francisco. So Prabhupada came to India. And when Prabhupada returned to San Francisco, Mukund went to airport to receive Srila Prabhupada. And after Prabhupada had left US, Mukund had again grown beard. So Prabhupada looked at him. At the airport, he had come to receive Prabhupada with long beard. So Prabhupada just looked at him and said, "Oh, you're looking like a rishi." So Mukund thought, okay, Prabhupada is very pleased to see my beard. So when Prabhupada came to the temple, so Mukund Prabhupada was serving him. Again and again, Prabhupada was looking at his beard. So Mukund thought, let me ask Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, Swami, at that time, Swamiji, do you like this? Prabhupada said, no, I like this. So immediately, the Mukund Prabhu shaved off. That is how, sometimes in the association of devotees, sometimes we may not know what are the standards, but spiritual standards are maintained when we are in the association of devotees. So, like His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, he always used to say, never leave his call. Never leave his call. Come what may. Because you are so fortunate to be in this movement of Srila Prabhupada. So sometimes difficulties may come, but a sadhu means tolerant. He tolerates all kinds of difficulties, but he'll always keep himself in association of devotees. And we should mold our life in such a manner that we always remain in association of devotees. And we should also pray to Krishna for this only. I don't deserve, but let me remain always in association of devotees. We see in the pastime of Lord Chaitanya, when he was doing Mahaprakash Leela, and he showed his Shyam Sundar form to Haridas Thakur. And he asked Haridas Thakur, ask for any benediction. So what Haridas Thakur said, I don't have any love for Krishna. I don't have any taste for chanting the holy name. So I don't deserve anything. But if he is so merciful, if he can just give me this benediction, that I always remain in association of devotees. And if you think I don't deserve a human form of life, let it not be. Give me a form of an insect, but that insect should be in the home of a devotee. That was his, humility. That was his true feelings. He was really valuing the association of devotees. So Satam Prasangam Ambiryasin, all kinds of perfection are achieved. We always keep ourselves in the association of devotees. Then execution of devotional service becomes very pleasurable. We relish that. And if you are alone, it's very, very difficult. We don't get inspiration, like Gaurang Hari Prabhu said. So, like in that way, he was describing, and then he described in details how to perform devotional service, how to perform yoga, and then he also described in details the different elements of material nature, Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga means analytical study of matter and spirit in detail. Very profound philosophy. And then Lord Kapil has described, okay, if you are not taking your devotional service, then what our living entity will do? The living entity will engage in fruitive activities. Fruitive activity means trying to find happiness in this material world, performing activities for material happiness. And then it says very, very dangerous. The conditioned souls, they keep on performing these activities in this material world in search of happiness. And more they perform such activities, more they get entangled. And it says, Graheshu kut dharmeshu dukh tantreshu atandrita kurvan dukh pratikanam sukhvan manyate grihi. He says, to maintain a family, one has to use diplomacy. And one has to use all kind of tricks to earn money and to maintain family in search of happiness. But what actually is happiness? Kurvan dukh pratikaram. If somehow he can reduce some of his miseries, he thinks I am very happy. Getting the point? Lord Kapil Dev is saying, for happiness in this material world means reduction of miseries. If my miseries are getting reduced to some extent, I feel, oh, I'm happy. What example Srila Prabhupada used to give? Anyone remembers for this? Yeah, Gaurang Hari Prabhu.
So if I remember correctly, Prabhupada always gave example in his lecture of a drowning man. So if a man is drowning in the ocean, and just about when he's about to die, he's lift up and he's able to breathe. That's when he feel that the miseries are gone. But then after some time, he again drawn into the sea. So I think that is the example that Prabhupada gave.
Yes. In the earlier times, the kings used to give punishment like this only. They used to forcefully push that person down in the river, and they used to struggle for breathing. Used to make, used to bring out, brought out he had a relief, and then again like this. So this is how we feel material happiness. And says, and then the Lord Kapil explains, just to maintain the family, he indulges in all kinds of sinful activities, and then he tries to earn money by changing his occupations. In his business also, he does all kinds of illegal practices. For this, he has to suffer. Then he becomes old. Then no one cares for him. He gives a very graphic description, very, very graphic description. And because he has earned money by ill means, wrong means, at the time of death, he sees Yamdut. And when he sees Yamdut, he passes stool and urine. And then he's carried to hell. And the whole path of hell is described. It's 99,000 yojan. And on the way to hell, the person is really tortured. It's a path of hot sand and no trees around. He feels thirsty and hungry, and he's whipped. And they're all dogs who bite him, and then he's taken to hell. And then hell is given training, orientation, so that he can adopt himself in the lower forms of life. Then he's put into lower species of life. Then after completing the punishment, he again takes birth in the human form. Karmna deva netrana jantu devopadite istriya pavishtam udram punsa reta kanashraya. It is said, who decides that which living entity will enter the which womb of woman through the semen of which man? It is all supervised by super soul. Okay, so one is pushed into the womb of a mother through the semen of a man. Okay, and then in that chapter, I think 31st chapter of third canto, detailed description is given how an embryo develops in the womb of a mother. This is the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam. Few years back, only the sonography due to ultrasound, one could have all these pictures. But Lord Kapil Dev explains in detail how that embryo develops in the womb of a mother, and in what conditions, how we suffer in the womb of a mother. How embryo is totally tightly trapped in a small space. It's like a bow, like this, and it is filled with stool, urine, and there are insects and worms, and that is biting the soft skin of a embryo, and that living entity undergoes so much pain and difficulties. If he is fortunate, then he remembers his past 100 lives, and he prays to Krishna, please, please take me out this time. I promise you, when I come out, I will not forget you. This time I worship you. I never do anything that I have to enter again in the womb of a mother. So when he's praying like this, suddenly there's a pressure, and he is just pushed out of the womb of the mother like an insect, full of blood, writhing on the floor, fully drenched in blood and urine and stool. And that way his life begins. And once he comes out of the womb of the mother, he forgets everything. All his relatives surround him, and they make him chant Mama, Papa, Mama, Papa. So he also says Mama, Papa, Mama, Papa. Mama means my pap, my sins, Mama, Papa. Because of my sins only, I've got this body. I'm here, I'm suffering. And then he forgets all the promises he has made. Again, he's illusioned. And again, when he's small baby, we all have gone through this. The beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam is, when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, it acts like a mirror. It shows us our life. This is what we were in the womb of our mother. And when we are small babies, the insects used to bite us, but we had no means to communicate. We can only cry. We are feeling hungry, we are crying. Sometimes we are feeling pain in the stomach. The mother is thinking, oh, he's hungry. He's feeding us. No, I don't want this. But still, this is how difficulty we go through, the living entity goes through, and he grows little old, and he's forcefully sent to school. And then, all this is described, Very graphic description is there. The conclusion is why he is giving such kind of description? So that we know the realities of life. And we should take Krishna consciousness, devotional service very seriously. Devotional service, bhakti, is not like a hobby. It's not like a time pass activity. No. It is our original nature. It is my swaroop, It is my constitutional position to serve Krishna. But because of the influence of the external energy of the Lord, because of the influence of Maya, we think we belong to this material world, and we think the devotional service sometimes being forced upon me. No. Devotional service is my natural, constitutional, original position. Okay. And more we avoid Krishna consciousness, more we are avoiding our bliss, delaying our bliss. So that's why Lord Kapil explains this, that if we don't engage in Krishna consciousness, devotional activities, we'll engage in fruitive activities. And we engage in fruitive activities, then birth after birth, and we may go to hell also. So that's why again and again stressing that bhakti is the only solution. And Krishna consciousness, we are so fortunate that by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, everything has been made so easy. The whole package is there. And we just keep ourselves in the association of devotees, hearing and chanting. That's all. Okay. So I'll stop here. Lot to say because it's very exhaustive explanation. I just given brief overview. That's the gist of this. Now we can have some question answers and then we have.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing your all the details and the nectars from the Lord Kapila chapter. So anyone has questions, please raise your that
Yes,
reaction
Prabhu, I have
hand.
questions, Prabhu.
Yes,
Yes.
Param Karu Prabhu.
Please accept my voices, Adishna Gurudev, Prabhu. Thank you for your wonderful class, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Prabhu, I have two or three questions. My first question is, you quoted the verse about how the man who got married, he acted duplicitously and he had to earn money. What was that verse, Prabhu? Can you just, if you can just briefly give the first line or first word or something, I can Google it.
Yeah, please. It is Greheshu Kut Dharmeshu. Kut means, what is Kut? Duplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Greheshu Kut Dharmeshu Dukh Tantreshu Atandrita Kurvan Dukh Pratikaram Sukhvan Manyate Grihi. I just try to find it. I'll give you the number also. It's in
419.7?
It's in 30th chapter. 330. I copied it. It's 339.
339. Thank you, Prabhu.
30th chapter, 9th verse. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much for that. 339. Prabhu, my next question is that when we go for a preaching and we meet Christians, we meet scientists, we meet different kind of personalities, and they ask this question, what are you getting from this? And we say we are getting a bliss, we're getting a nectar, and we have a formula for that. We have a sadhana practice and we follow that and we get the nectar. Then they also say that we are following our practice. Scientists say we stay in the laboratory for 15, 16 hours a day and we are getting nectar from that. And Christians are saying that we are following our practice and we are getting nectar from that. So how can we prove the authenticity of our? I'm not trying to say that I don't understand our that our process is authentic, but how can we scientifically prove these people that our process is more authentic than their process?
Yeah, good. Yeah, we can say that, Prabhu, yes, you are also getting nectar. That's very good. But that nectar is short-lived. That nectar is conditional. Okay. Today you are doing some experiment, okay, doing some research, and you come to know that the work you have put in your research is not recognized or spoiled by someone, and someone has done better research than you, so you feel frustrated. Or your research work is not authorized by anyone, you feel frustrated. Okay. But if in spiritual practices, the nectar is unconditional. In all situations, I can practice this. Okay. For getting happiness in this material world, it depends on so many conditions. You need to have money, you need to have some facilities, only then you can get it. But like I said, Lord Kapil says, this bhakti is serviceable and practical. It can be practiced anywhere, anytime, in any situation. And this nectar, like it said, it will save us from the cycle of birth and death. But this material so-called nectar will entangle us more and more in this cycle of birth and death.
Makes sense, Prabhu. How about Christians?
Christians, okay. Srila Prabhupada says if you are practicing your as per your Bible strictly, it's very good. Be a good Christian. No, but the point is, they don't get Bible as it is.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so very much, Prabhu. Just want to add one thing. Whoever doesn't know Rukmini Krishna Prabhu, is one of the most humble disciple of our Guru Maharaj.
Oh no, Prabhu, no.
Yeah.
I met
Param
him.
Karuna, Param.
Prabhu, let me speak something, Prabhu. I know him from many years now, like 6-7 years, and what I've seen in his quality is that very down to earth, very scripturally advanced, but still he doesn't look for a position. So I think we are very graced to have you as a God brother, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Param Karan Prabhu. May your words become true. Please bless me.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone has, yeah, Karthik. Yeah, please go ahead. Unmute yourself and go ahead. Karthik, I saw your hand, but you may, I don't know if you're talking. Okay. So, meantime, Garuda Hari Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Prabhu.
Prabhu, we are chanting. Some speaker somewhere explaining. We are chanting Hare Krishna. Some devotee chanting Hare Krishna and some devotee chanting Hare Krishna. So when he's saying the Krishna is the Draupadi. Krishna is the supreme authority. Krishna. So which one is right? Krishna or Krishna?
It is, we are all Indians. We can easily chant Krishna, na. Not na. Not for na, Nagpur. Na. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Na. But some devotees say na. They chant Hare Krishna. Na means then let's drop this name. Then Hare Krishna.
We are sending message also Hare Krishna.
Yeah, because in English there's no way to write the Hana.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Rajiv Sham Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Prabhuji, I have a question regarding inculcating determination in doing sadhana, in doing bhakti. How can we inculcate determination to progress in spiritual life?
Yeah. Association, Prabhuji. If we have right association, we'll always remain inspired. In the association, we are reminded of the goal of our life. This world is full of distractions and it's so easy to get distracted. If we are all alone, the mind will cheat us. Okay, but in the association of devotees, even feeling down and other devotees feeling high, he'll pull us. Please come. Why are you not coming? Sometimes it happens, everyone is dancing and we don't feel like to dance. We're standing all alone. So someone will come and pull us, please come, and we also start dancing. Okay. So always keep ourselves in association of devotees, good association. And we have to choose. We have to be very selective in our association also. We should choose that association which really inspires us, which enthuses us. Sometimes some devotees' behaviors or words may confuse us also. So we should offer respect to everyone, but discriminate to choose such devotees who really inspire us, enthuse us. That is the only way we can remain determined. And a regular study of Srila Prabhupada's books. because Prabhupada's books give us a sense of urgency. So if you are regularly reading Prabhupada's books, so we'll be very determined.
Okay. Yes. Prema Manjari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept
Hare
my
Krishna.
obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to our beloved Gurudev. Thank you so much. I apologize for joining a little late, but the parts I heard were very beautiful. I just had one quick question. You just mentioned regular study of scriptures, and I always wonder about that. Can you expand on that, Prabhuji, please? On when you say regular study, is that more systematic study, reading the verses? How would you propose we regularly study the scriptures?
Yeah, it's better we have a systematic study. Okay, so systematic study, regular study means, one is you just go through the verses and purports. But it is suggested, it's recommended that when you are going through Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita purports, you should just stop for a while, think about it, internalize it, gain something. If you want to write, you can write. To highlight, you highlight. Relate it with some other whatever you have heard from others or read somewhere else, so that our concepts are clear. His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu says, you keep on reading, reading, reading until unless you get something, some realization which touches your heart. Don't stop. Okay, I've read 1 hour, it's okay. No. Keep on reading until unless you get something which is you touch your heart. And then you note it down, then you share it with others, and it keeps on consolidated. That
Makes sense. Thank you. Srinivas Pundarika Prabhuji, please unmute.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class on the association and the teachings of Lord Kapila. I have one question, need to reinforce it. Sometimes when you're in the midst of devotees of another Guru Maharaj, sometimes there is a tendency from some people there or the congregation leader, right, to ignore the odd man, right, who is from a different guru, and how do you handle that? How do you handle that type of situation? Though association of the devotees always helps in spite of being ignored or being different from others. But how do you handle that situation when you are being ignored because of some sort of unconscious bias that happens within the devotees? How do you handle that?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. It's a kind of a neophyte mentality. Some people do like this. Okay, you have to tolerate and look for some devotees where such kind of bias is not there. Look for that association. It really hurts you.
Yes.
When you meet such kind of treatment. But then I should ensure that I will never behave like this. I will never ignore devotees from other guru. I will never do that. I'll give them special treatment. I'll make them special, make them feel very, very special. That's our duty, because that will please our Guru Maharaj also, that will please Srila Prabhupada also. So I learned from that I will never do that, because I felt so bad being neglected. So I will never do that. I will look for some other association.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Let's take these two questions, because with the time's sake, I know Prabhuji is 9:15 there in India.
Oh.
So Ananda Rupa Devidasi Mataji, please unmute yourself.
My respectful obeisances, Prabhuji. Rukmini Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev. Thank you for the very insightful high-level class on teachings of Lord Kapila. I have a quick question. So you mentioned that one should be careful in devotional life. Look for sadhu sangha. You talked about discriminating, looking to serve with the well-wishers, well-wishing devotees, so that we always stay inspired. So At the neophyte stage, basically, one should be careful not to commit an offense, I guess, even while some discrimination should be done. But at the other end, whoever you are discriminating against, they may be taking some offenses. So how to avoid that situation?
Yeah, so we have to discriminate very, in a Vaishnava manner. Discrimination is kind of sometimes taken in a very negative manner also. So we offer all respects from a distance. We deal with that devotee nicely, but not associate intimately. So that much we should ensure that he should not feel bad. But at the same time, because offense is committed. If someone takes offense, that is not my fault. Your intentions are good. If you come in that person association, you feel really down in your Krishna consciousness. So you give him all respect. You don't criticize that person. You're not, you don't have any ill feelings for that person. But somehow his character, his behavior is like that. You don't feel inspired. So you just say Hare Krishna, offering respects, but don't associate intimately. Still, he feels bad. Then it's not our fault.
Agree.
So is it correct to understand, is it right approach that a very advanced soul, probably pure devotee of the Lord, out of their compassion, they will make no such discrimination, right? Prabhupada explains actually that one should try to see presence of Krishna in everyone. So till one is not at that advanced stage, they should exercise some discrimination to protect their devotional service. And like you're saying, because it's important to keep that enthusiasm and inspiration going and not get discouraged due to some adversities in devotional life they may experience, one can continue and constantly look and pray for such devotee association. Whereas if they are not seeing favorable association, being respectful, one can avoid that.
Yeah.
Not worrying about the offenses and all that. How others are going to see, we don't know.
Yes. From my side, I should not criticize, I should not blaspheme, and I should not keep ill feelings for him in my heart. My side should be clear.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Karthik Prabhu again. Can you try unmute yourself? Karthik, you're there?
Karthik has sent his question on chat.
On chat? Yeah. Okay, let's take his question at the last then. Keshav Sevika Devi Dasi Mataji, please unmute and...
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for wonderful class as always. Prabhuji, my question was actually the continuity of last question. We do do the association of devotees, we admire them, we inspired from them, but at the same time we have that tendency to do fault findings, blaspheming. So we do that. Like, I know the philosophy, we should not do that and everything, but give me some practical solution of that. How can I reframe myself from these type of things?
Yeah, practical solution is, Mataji, as long as we are keeping this mentality of fault finding, blaspheming, I'll always miss the bliss of Krishna consciousness. Just like having a bank account, having good balance in your bank, but you're not having access to that. You lost your debit card, you've forgotten your PIN code. So you have everything. Bhakti is full of bliss. I'm having that, but not able to access it. So practically, we all suffer because of this. It brings dryness of heart. We don't get taste in chanting, hearing. It reduces our faith. We develop attraction for material things. So many ill effects are there of fault finding, blaspheming. Number one. So how to first, I should appreciate, I should realize why. I'm not saying of you, I'm saying in principle. One should realize that the bliss I should be getting, I'm not getting that. because of offenses I'm committing. So on one side is, when we blaspheme someone, we also get some rasa. When we hear criticism and do criticism, we get some ninda ras. On one side is ninda ras, and on one other side is bhakti ras. So ninda ras is temporary, but bhakti ras will take me to Golok Dham. So this choice is mine. So, and most of the time we commit offenses casually. It's not that let's come together, it's a time to commit offenses. No. Just casually talking about someone, passing remarks and all those things. We do that. So we just become alert, realizing the consequences of these things. We should become alert. And Guru Maharaj always used to say, whenever we come in association, we should train our mind to always look for good qualities. And I always observed in Guru Maharaj, I always sometimes used to go to Guru Maharaj with complaints of other devotees. Because I was in management, I used to observe certain faults. So I used to go to Maharaj with complaints, and Maharaj always used to send me back with their glories. No, it's not like So, and always, even if Maharaj had to chastise someone, his servant also, Prabhu, if you don't mind, let me tell you one thing. And very politely, he'll give that bitter medicine. He has to chastise also. And very carefully also. Once someone asked Maharaj, what is the secret of your success? And Maharaj said, strong morning program and avoiding Vaishnava Aparadh. Otherwise, it's not easy. Maharaj was JVC for more than 50 years. And sometimes we do management. We think I am doing management. I have all right to criticize devotees, to blaspheme devotees. No. Maharaj was such a top manager. He was very, very attentive. So, Mataji, it's not for you, for all of us. We should always keep on reminding ourselves the ill effect, the consequences of such things. And it has become our habit actually sometimes. We don't even know we are doing that. It has become a spontaneous reaction of our mind, response of our mind. So we have to just train our mind to see the good qualities and be very alert.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. And one more question on the chat. Karthik, unable to unmute. He's asking, Prabhuji, please help me understand, why does Krishna make me forget him at the time of birth?
Yeah. Why does Krishna make me forget? No, Krishna doesn't make me forget because my desire is not so sincere. Because I was in pain, I just prayed, please get me out of this. But still, Krishna knew my past. You have so many desires. I know that. It's just temporary. Just take me out. But once a disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, why Krishna made Maya so strong? We want to go back to Godhead. We want to perform devotional service. Why Maya is so strong? Prabhupada says, Maya is not so strong. Your purpose is not strong. So our purpose of going back to Godhead is not very strong.
Very nice. So there is one more hand, but I have one more question from myself. But let's take Jai Prabhuji. Can you ask very quick? Because we want to respect Prabhuji's time also. Prabhuji, please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, I want a little clarification on Keshashavika Mataji's question. The thing is, like, when you are in management, like, people come with complaints, and then sometimes, you have to listen to them, because if you don't do that, then you are not doing your duty also. You try to tell them, like, the positive side of that person also, because always when we are on the receiving end, we see only the negative side. We forget the positive side. But when for some particular individual, like if many persons are coming, it like, what is that also we are doing, like a ninda because by listening, or what to do?
Yeah, good question, Prabhu. Thank you. So when someone is coming with complaints, we have to hear, because we have that service of, so we should hear. But at the same time, we should train the devotees. When they are complaining, it should not be complaining, it should be reporting. Reporting means they can report the behavior of that devotee. That Prabhuji, that devotee is behaving like this. He should not give conclusion. The devotee is very bad. The devotee is like that. He doesn't give me conclusions. You can just describe the behavior, how you are feeling. Am I clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, that's very insightful. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Because that way they are also not committing offense. I also won't. You are free to describe anything, but don't conclude how apparently it is appearing, how it is appearing to me. Okay, you are confused. That you can describe. You have full, freedom to express your heart, but please don't come to conclusions. Okay.
Very nice.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. One last question. It's on behalf of all the new devotees. What happened is when we join Krishna consciousness and we start liking so much, we puffed up, oh, I'm going to achieve Krishna with this or that. After 3 or 4 months, then the energy will go down. When you are asking about the tonic, right? We get
Yeah.
the tonic, but that tonic won't work for that long. And the newcomers, they're slowing down and they stop coming to the classes. What message you want to give it to them so that, okay, how they can make that energy and that thing at the high level to please Krishna?
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Very important question. So one mistake we commit is that we take the association of devotees, but we don't give up the association of non-devotees. Okay, so one should be very careful. Asat sang tyag ei Vaishnavacha. Giving up the association of non-devotees doesn't mean that we don't go to work, we don't want to colleges or schools or offices. We go there. Association means to get influenced. So we should be, keep ourselves very pakka so that we don't get influenced. Rather, we influence them. And sometimes we are not so good expert in philosophy. And when we try to preach, instead of preaching them, we get preached. They preach us their philosophy. And then we will get discouraged. And then we develop doubts. And then we don't come back and clarify those doubts. So number one, we don't associate with non-devotees. That means we don't share our heart with them. We don't get influenced by their mentality. And second, whatever doubts we have, we should clarify them. Immediately we should clarify them because doubts cut our faith.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I think that helps definitely. We have to increase our association with the devotees and keep limited association with the non-devotees, whatever we need. Definitely.
Yeah, whatever official is required, whatever official work is required.
And I agree that sometimes we try to preach and other person is start preaching us that why don't you do this because I'm also doing this. So that happens. When our faith is not strong, then we easily mingle with them.
Yeah.
With that, I'm really apologize. I think we took extra of your so much of time. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I think thanks again. And I will reach out to you maybe sometime again, your association.
Thank you. Thank you for giving an opportunity to serve. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
All of you.
Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyo pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
Ma Anand Koti Vaishnav ki
Jai. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Thank you.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.